Hi everyone, Lisa Haven here. Well, are you looking for proof? Do you want proof that Google, a big tech organization, is not only manipulating what you see and what you can and can't say on the internet, but do you want proof that they're screwing with our elections, that they plan on taking over not only the 2020 election, but every election going forward? Do you want proof that they're blacklisting some of your favorite libertarian and conservative websites? Well, I'm about to give it to you, and I'm going to ask you to share this report with everybody you know, because this by far is one of the most powerful reports that I've done. But a young man by the name of Zach has gone on record with Project Veritas recently, revealing all of that information and more. Not only that, but he has 950 pages of evidence against Google. Evidence which he's given not only to the DOJ, but some of that evidence I'm going to show you on today's report. So take a listen to a quick clip from that interview.
My name is Zach Voorhees, and I was an employee at Google for 8 years. And the reason why I collected these documents was because I saw something dark and nefarious going on with the company. I felt that our entire election system was going to be compromised forever by this company that told the American public that it was not going to do any evil. And I saw that they were making really quick moves, not only in the documents, but also in the internal speeches that the executives were giving to the company, that they were intending to do that. They were intending to sculpt the information landscape so that they could create their own version of what was objectively true.
Did you catch that? Google is creating their own version of truth. And guess what? That truth does not include libertarians, conservatives, Christians, or Republican viewpoints. No. What you're about to see evidence of is that Google puts only Democrat, progressive, and liberal viewpoints to the top of the newsfeed. When you search anything on the internet, you can guarantee that one side of the political spectrum will be suppressed. Now, one other thing that I want to say before I show you that evidence is that young man, Zach, when he went forward with Project Veritas, and I'm going to encourage you to go over there and watch the entire interview, but he told Project Veritas that the reason he did it is because he was tired of seeing the American people get lied to and abused, and that his conscience hurt him. That when he would go to work, he knew that Google was lying to the American public. He knew that they were censoring one side of the political realm, and he could not take it any longer. He gave up a $260,000 a year paycheck to bring you this information. And guess what? Since that day, he has been harassed by the police department. They've knocked on his door and gone to his house, all because he wanted to bring the truth to you, the American public. But just what is some of that truth? Well, let me take you to some of those documents so you can see it for yourself. All right, so here we are on Project Veritas's website, and it's under the article, Google Machine Learning Fairness, Whistleblower Goes Public, says burden lifted off my soul. And you could see it was published August 14th, very recent. But this article includes the parts of the trove, anyhow, that were leaked by Zach here. But if you click on this link right here, the internal Google documents are available here. This has the entire dump that was given to Project Veritas, and it's subdivided into censorship, fake news, leadership, politics, hiring, and so on and so forth. Now, these you actually have to download onto your computer, which is what I've done here. But let's start first with some of the information in here. You can see all these articles on Breitbart. This is basically an internal email written by Google to some of the executives talking about how they want to stop ads from Breitbart. Let me blow this one up here so you can see it. But you can see, please remove Breitbart from AdSense, blocking all Google. Why? Because they say that they're homophobic, misogynistic, Islamophobic, and against Black, which are totally untrue statements about the company. And they even have them listed here as, I guess, one of the main perpetrators of harassment and bullying. Keep in mind, Breitbart doesn't do that. They don't harass, they don't bully, they're not misogynistic or Islamophobic. These are lies perpetrated within Google. And that's exactly what they are. Other documents documents here. You can see what they deem as basically fringe politics. You can see here you're not allowed to talk about Pizzagate or September 11th or the earth being flat or vaccines. These are things you're not allowed to talk about according to them. And here's the thing. If they're saying that they are all about freedom of speech, then why are they limiting certain conspiracy theories? It's not up to them if we want to study that. In fact, conspiracy theories have been proven fact many times. Let me think. UFO, Project Blue Book. Let me see. Project Monarch, MK Ultra, Project Artichoke. All these things have been proven. JFK, all through quote unquote conspiracy theories, but we're not allowed to talk about some of those. Other ones that you have here, InfoWars. This is a file saying InfoWars is not listed as a credible source. Therefore, they need to be blacklisted. Anything that means that you cannot get any websites recommended by InfoWars. When you look up something, the only way to get news from InfoWars is to go to InfoWars directly. So that's what they've done. Now, here's another file. This is basically, it pertains to YouTube specifically and says what you are and are not allowed to talk about. In this case, anything dealing with Las Vegas massacre. You can see attack in Las Vegas here with Stephen Paddock calling it fake news or fake news attack was all delisted. No ads were allowed. Nothing was allowed on that in regards to that Las Vegas shooting. Now this goes on. I'm going to scroll down quite a bit and starts getting into some of the other ones like the New York City bombing. You weren't allowed to talk about that. Basically any mass casualty, any school shooting. There's even stuff in here. You can look it up. David Hogg, calling David Hogg a hoax, not agreeing with David Hogg. We're all a part of this. You could see here. It's just, and this is along with other ludicrous things, but basically here's all the David Hogg stuff I told you about. Calling him a crisis actor or anything of that nature got you flagged, got you delisted. So this is something interesting to go through on what you are and are not allowed to talk about. If you're going to advertise yourself as freedom, then you really need to be free. So that one's interesting. I encourage you to check that out. Another one that I want you to check into is this fake news. They have all kinds of training information, how to look out for fake news sources, what's considered bad, what's considered good. Is fake news a problem? And it goes on to list, if you can see this one, I'm going to try to blow it up for you. I had trouble doing it before, but you can see these are basically things that people on the right would talk about, and they're using that as fake news. Lots of dialogue. One that I want to really hone in on is found in this fake news zip, which opens up to this file here, and it's called News Black, basically a list of news blacklist site for Google. Now this one we're going to spend some time in because I think it's the most critical of all of them. But what this basically says is if you have a website, for example, one website on here is InfoWars. If you're an owner of InfoWars, or Glenn Beck was even on here, glennbeck.com, if you own those, then we will not recommend your news. In other words, CNN, MSNBC, ABC, Fox News, basically your left-wing media. Fox News is going left recently. They're the only ones that are allowed up the feed. InfoWars will never be published up there because they're on this news blacklist. So the only way you can access this news is if you physically go to their site. That's called playing games. That's called manipulating the search results. But let's look at some of the websites that are in here, because I guarantee you're going to see some of the websites that you personally like. Here are some of those sites. So right-wing news, truthfeed.com. And keep in mind that the ones that you're going to notice on here, Liberty Writer News, the Federalist Papers News, Ending the Fed, Proud Patriot, Newsbusters, all of the ones that you're going to notice on here are conservative, patriot, and Republican news sites. There are none contained in here, maybe one or two that are on the left or Democratic in nature. You won't see Vox on here. You won't see any of the left stream media, only conservative and patriotic ones. And pretty much everybody, the Libertarian Republic, USASupreme.com, I don't know that one, but the Gateway Pundit, Investment Watch blog, Conservative Tribute, Free Patriot Post, the Conservative Treehouse, scrolling down a little bit, glennbeck.com, he's on here, thetruepundit.com, ChristianPost.com, Natural News, who has been talking about this for quite some time. Daily Caller, Now the End Begins. Again, all of these are conservative or Christian Times Newspaper.com, the Rebel Media. And then we have the Washington Standard, conservative site. Also Infowars.com. Now, I told you about that one. Conservative Daily Review. And Canada Free Press, Patriot Retort. I skipped one up here. It's Louder with Crowder. You guys probably know him, the comedian. But we have The Common Sense Show. That's Dave Hodges, who comes on my channel a lot. DC Whispers, SHTFplan.com. Someone who I reference often on my reports. WeAreChange.org. You guys probably are aware of him. David Icke's even on here. TrueActivist.com. I mean, pretty much every single one of your conservative Rush Limbaugh or Republican or Trump supporting websites are on here. RightWingWatch.org, Milo Yiannopoulos, Conservative Fighters, Godlikes Productions, LifeSite News, Palmer Report. But what I encourage you to do is just go through these, and I'm going to kind of go through them page by page, but you can pause it and watch and see what's on there. And again, I encourage you, if you have a website, then go to them and check and see if your name has been listed on there. And I thought this was interesting, Jehovah Witness, why they put that on there, but I guess they don't want you talking about that either. But all kinds of websites and news. This is 100% proof that they are suppressing us. And again, there's so many websites on here. Basically, all your favorite news sites are on there. Infowars, Glenn Beck, Louder with Crowder, Drudge Report was also on there. Anybody who is center or slightly center of right, you are on there. Everybody to the left, as you saw, none of those names. No one from the far left was considered on there. This is the exact same thing they're doing with YouTube. They're saying Lisa Haven and Infowars and all of us are not reliable news sources. We're nowhere allowed up the feed, and so they don't even publish us up there, calling us fake news, and we're calling out the real fake news people. This is why I encourage you, please share and subscribe to the websites you love, because in all honesty, this is the only way they're going to get out, because that's what we're having to deal with on a daily basis. Consider that YouTube and Google owns YouTube, and once Google took over it, it went south. Unfortunately, they need to leave it free like it used to be. Anyhow, I'd love to get your thoughts, comments, and concerns on that. Please don't forget to check out my partner at TrumpCoin2020.com. Right now, they have an amazing 5-ounce America the Beautiful. You can see silver coin here, also with the Trump Coin 2020, both 0.999% silver. Get it for $25 off using the code LisaHaven25. So check it out today at TrumpCoin2020.com and support those who support you and are bringing you the real news. Anyhow, I love you guys. I also have a Patreon account you guys can check out. Well, I'm Lisa Haven, signing out.